And welcome everyone to our first ever Between Us channeling session with Starseed Lø Lø. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to her.
Hi everyone. We're going to do a quick sound healing. I'm going to get into meditation and then we'll start the channeling. We'll be open to questions. I'm also live on my YouTube, on Starseed Lø Lø Music, and on Facebook. So here we go. The Arcturians told me that the Pleiadians are here. We're here to talk about the new year in 2026 on your calendar. It's a Julian calendar, and this is not as accurate as calendars such as Mayan and Aztec cosmic moon cycle calendars that are based on 28-day cycles. However, this is your reality experience. And writing through the unknown is a perfect name for this show, Michael. We love this name because you choose to have a veil to a certain point until you rediscover yourself. Does this make sense?
It does, thank you.
You're welcome.
We're also on the energy that surrounds us.
That's excellent. It's excellent because we are the energy that surrounds us. As Laura here says in her book and in general, I am the storm and the eye of the storm. Is there any subject or topic that you'd like to ask about?
With everything that's going on right now, what advice can you offer us to help ride the solar waves that are impacting our planet and causing the human residents to skyrocket so that we can all maintain balance in our health?
Are you referring to, I should drop this, the Corona's CMEs, I believe it's Corona, mass explosions from the sun and the Schumann residence that's being affected?
Yes.
That's a natural part of the cycle, and it's something that is in the collective agreement in your reality. Is there anything specific that you'd like to know about it?
Well, I noticed that, our dogs are somewhat struggling with it, and I've seen people struggle where they're getting super tired during the day and wondering if they're getting sick, and it's the CMEs. But is there something people can do or we can do for our pets to help navigate through with less impact?
There are a few items that you can do for yourself and your animals. Is going back to basics. Therefore, drinking well water if you have well water available to you instead of city water. Less chemicals is more. Literally, less is more. And if you don't have access to well water, drink distilled water. And there are many benefits to distilled water. Distilled water has a certain energy to it that is different than regular bottled spring water. And the spring water is not necessarily as natural as it would normally be because it is processed in a factory through pipes and metals that actually change the energy. It's not like going up to Mount Shasta River, just taking the water straight from the river. Does that make sense?
It does.
Have you read about the benefits of distilled water?
Yes, and we have a machine that uses electricity to make it microclustered so the body absorbs it better.
That's excellent. Drinking that helps. If you can bathe in it, it's even better. However, we understand that this technology is expensive to your planet at this time. And that's one suggestion. Another suggestion is eating more organic and non-GMO foods, if possible, able to grow it yourself. And if not very possible or probable, such as Laura here does not have much of a green thumb, even though she has half an acre, she is the opposite of a green thumb. She calls herself a black thumb. She kills plants. But if you can, eat non-GMO and organic when possible. It's really hard on this version of Gaia to do 100% because generally there's going to be some level of GMOs or changes naturally that humans have done to the seeds. The soil have chemicals, especially the topsoil in inner city areas, and living outside of an inner city, more in a remote area, such as what Laura and her family live at now, are actually more desirable. The air is cleaner, the soil is more pure. They're on well water, that kind of thing. But if that isn't possible, then drink distilled water, eat organic, non-GMO while you can. The needs of your body are the needs of your body. She's turned vegan. However, if your body still feels like it needs some meat protein, then that's fine as well.
Thank you. Do you have any messages for Laura, or as some people like to call the collective, meaning the people as a mass?
Yes, we're actually Pleiadian hybrids, and she, along with yourself, are part of hybrid programs. There are half Pleiadians and half Greys. It's almost like a 2.0 version of the half human, half Greys. Does that make sense?
It does.
Do you feel like you have been a part of this program, or have you had any dreams of hybrids or hybrid children?
I'm aware of being a hybrid.
Okay.
To many star nations.
Yes, because this also includes the fifth hybrid race. The humans, such as yourself, in this consciousness container is the sixth hybrid race. But as the fifth hybrid race, those are the Esasani, and those Esasani are more like half human, half gray. The ones we are speaking of, that you're speaking to, a collective today, energy, are half Pleiadian, half human, and both you and Laura are part of both those hybrid programs. We just wanted to bring that to light and thought you'd find it interesting.
Yes, I thank you for that validation and confirmation of what I've always thought.
You're welcome. Would you like us to continue, or do you have something specific for us?
You can continue.
One big point that we would also like to make, that all the organic food in the world and all of the non-GMOs and pure distilled water won't do much if you do not have the pure intention from within. because your intention is stronger than anything else. So if you wake up in the morning and tell yourself, I am healthy, I am happy, I am strong, those kinds of things, and keep that in your mind rather than the opposite during the day, even if you do feel like you're in pain, or even if you do have a low energy, like you're speaking of. The reason why that's happening is there is a lag time of the human consciousness body containers that take time to catch up to the higher frequencies. And in actual time, there is no actual time, but in actual experience, that might be different for different people depending on how healthy their lifestyle is. Does that make sense as well?
It does. And so if I'm understanding it right, is if we can't eat non-GMO or get distilled water, our intention can override what's in that food or in the water and make it so.
Yes, your intention is of source. And this includes EMF waves from cell phone towers, chemtrails, or anything else that is fear mongered in some of those New Age spiritual channels. We're not saying that they're not true at all. There are some attempts of things like this. Laura used to live by an Air Force base that did chemtrails every other day. However, we are saying that the intention always overrides because it is of the all in source.
And question I have is, those people who are finding themselves sleeping more during the day and sleeping through the night as well, and when they're awake constantly on the go, is that their body trying to adjust to the new energies, or is that a side effect of the CMEs coming through, and when they settle, we'll find out what our new norm is?
The CMEs and the body adjustments are a side effect of the frequencies raising higher and energy spinning faster and faster. And as we started to say, the body, including circadian rhythms and energy levels perceived of the body, are different for different people depending on their lifestyles. And so one person is not going to be the same as the next, even an identical twin or spouses or roommates, because we're all different in our experience, albeit valid, and individual and collective are different. We also progress differently through the higher frequencies and react a little bit differently. And some might react vastly different. You might have someone who lives in the house with you and needs 12 hours of sleep, and you might need 8, and that's perfectly fine.
Okay, and another curious question for you, because a lot of people like to think, since they're hybrid or have these different abilities, that they're more awake or more ascended than other beings, or as they call them, the normies walking around the planet. Is this not only true in some aspects, but is it allowed them to not be affected as much by all the energy changes? They can adapt faster?
Are you referring to the NPC that are more of the Matrix versus the actual oversouls or starseeds?
I'm referring to the NPCs and to souls that are here but they're not awake yet. They're either deciding to awake or not to awake, and those that are just going through the day. Yeah.
Yes, that is part of more Matrix of an experience that the actual oversouls or starseeds project. And that is why generally in the apparent New Age community, such as channels as cosmic agencies, say that 1 out of 6 roughly are starseeds with an actual oversoul. The other 5 out of 6 are NPCs or more matrix, just to add an experience for us. And to a certain point, this is true, although the experience is real, the feelings are real, the feelings with the relationships and the experiences are real. The other people don't exist. There is nothing outside of yourself. We're all a reflection of each other, looking in mirrors, literally. And when you actually physically look in a mirror, you're looking at another version of yourself in a parallel dimension.
That's fascinating. And someone who's watching has brought up an interesting question that I think you guys would be great to answer if you're open to that.
We're saying yes.
So Nancy Kelly is asking, she has a friend that believes she's a starseed. How would she know? An event caused her to wonder. And I get asked that a lot as well. How do we know if we're starseeds?
Just in the sheer fact of the question, you have the mere answer. If you are questioning, what am I? Is this real? You have self-awareness. That means the answer is yes.
Okay, and is there any advice you have to trying to figure out what home is for the starseeds that are waking up now?
Channeling. Anybody can do it, even alone. How Laura started was meditating by herself, and when she verbalizes it vocally, she records it, like this, but on a cell phone, and listens to it after when she's not in deep meditation. And she can even ask herself questions, but it's actually more effective and more powerful with numbers if someone else is doing it with you. So that's how you can start.
Okay, thank you for that. And
You're welcome.
a question that I have for you is, I'm seeing that there are forces that are trying to move us back into a fear related, drama driven daily life. What is your thoughts on how we can keep from falling into that trap?
Literally, what anybody else does, what happens, doesn't matter. What matters is your reaction and what you do with it. Literally, as well, what somebody thinks or how they judge you is none of your business. Because the internal self-reflection is within, not without. Is that too simple?
No, actually, I'm loving it because normally I get these riddles and I'm loving these straight answers that make total sense. I feel like I've evolved and grown up, so to speak.
Excellent.
Are the Palladians going to come next year and work with the hybrids that are here to bring about this closure, or is that going to unfold in another way through other agreements?
It's already begun. It's been going on and is forthcoming in the 2030s in the reality experience, as long as we work on ourselves. And when we work on ourselves internally, that changes the reflection of our whole world perceived, because it's not really there, but perceived externally, which means that some of the perceived negative are going to be melting away little by little by little by little as we raise our frequency. And it'll be shedded like layers of an onion little by little by little by little in increments. Sometimes it's like an inchworm, and in perceived time seems to take forever. But we are getting there. And in your physical lifetime, you and Laura and others are going to experience hybrids in the physical, not just while you're sleeping in astral or physically having an experience and then like Men in Black kind of flashed where you don't remember it. So it is coming in the 2030s as long as we continue to work internally on ourselves.
Thank you. I look forward to that. And I have what may seem like a strange question for you. We talked about the NPCs and the Matrix souls that are walking around here, and I'm wondering, do they have the chance to reach ascension as well, or what will happen to them as the rest of the people ascend and make their choices?
So, as far as the NPCs, let's just say separate entities perceived from the star seeds or the oversouls, they have the option to do as they wish, just like the rest of source energy, which means that if they suddenly seem to awaken, it's because they chose that reality. Have you heard of a soul walk-in?
Yes.
So that's one option they can take, where they do have a soul walk-in, and they don't necessarily need a near-death experience, where the NPC can actually have a soul walk-in and quote-unquote be perceived as awakening at that point. Another option they can take is to exit the realm and to have a different experience, aka death of the body. And another one can be to live out the NPC experience while simultaneously living parallel as an oversoul as well.
Ooh, you got me wondering what that would look like.
We're all living parallel lives right now. Your parallel self is with us right now, for example.
Oh, I'm trying to think of good questions to ask since we have you here, and I am grateful for you coming and sharing with us.
We're happy to do so.
Okay, I actually just had an interesting thought pop in my head is we know from here on Earth we live in a dual society where we have light and dark, and I know in the out there working in the astral that concept is somewhat different. So how do you perceive the different sides of the coins in your galactic alliances and activities, if you can share that?
We have an awareness from when we were born. We are taught to experience what we would wish to. So if it is an experience or a feeling, which feelings are tied to beliefs, or emotions are tied to beliefs, that we would not wish to experience, then we do not experience this. Therefore, we choose not to have wars because we would not wish to. We choose to not have famine, therefore, we don't. It's as simple as that for us, very matter of fact.
Do you see that as one of the gifts that you're going to bring to this world to help us erase the dual system and return to our natural system, so to speak?
It already has been working from within the star seeds, because you are here in consciousness, in our ship and our awareness, and one of yourselves is already helping you, which is why you started questioning this possibly decades ago in your awareness, because you have spent time with us in your sleep and otherwise, or if you've had lost time, then generally you're with us or another group that you have a parallel tie to. And this has been ongoing for a while. Although it feels like the progression is slow, it's actually very fast because there is no time. It's just playing out for an experience, just like reels on a movie.
That makes sense. And I'm wondering, do you as the Palladians help other starseeds find themselves and awaken their starseed DNA, so to speak, as we call it, or do you send the hybrids, and the hybrids are the ones that help others to awaken on their path?
Both. We have an infinite number of realities whom we can work with, and we do work with, and these are consciousness ships that are controlled with our consciousness, and the technology is so advanced. It's called the speed of thought, as someone said on your earth before. It's literally the speed of thought. If you can think of a universe with blue people or purple lions or anything like that, it exists. And when you think of it, it's already manifested, which means that you can go there by the speed of thought in a consciousness ship. Therefore, we have access to the unlimited options. And that this includes our hybrid half Pleiadians, half Greys, and full Pleiadians in various versions of those.
And speaking of that, I wonder, I'm sure you guys are aware what us hybrids are doing and everything. And when I'm driving the Earth vehicles, at times I feel myself like trying to maneuver it with my hand and thought, and like activating different things in the car to help me get where I'm going. Does that bleed through from piloting with you all in your ships, or is that from another star side?
Both. Yes, it's from both. If you find yourself doing things that are odd or different with technologies, that is because you are used to and have the awareness of other technologies. It is really nothing more than such as a Neuralink.
Right. It's what we call here on Earth muscle memory. Is that does sound right? Where the muscles just are doing what they normally would do?
We would like to call it consciousness memory or consciousness recall, because it's not the mind that's in the body, it's the body that's in the mind. But yes, your physical body reacts and trickles down from the higher mind into the physical, into an action or an inaction. And yes, that is a side effect of the consciousness mind or energy of yourself, because you're already experiencing that in parallel dimensions in the here and now.
Thank you. And we agreed upon a half hour, and we are approaching that mark. Is there any message that you would like to share with Laura or everyone that you want to make sure you get out?
It's really important to follow your highest passion. You actually manifest, you are manifesting your energy in your experience now. However, you manifest stronger in what you would like if you are practicing your highest passion as much as you can. And this can mean something small to eating an apple. Oh, nope, I don't want to eat that. I want to eat potato chips. It doesn't have to be a monumental career change or move. And it's also important to stay positive no matter what, even in the bleakest, darkest day of your perceived experience in that life. If you can stay positive or at least neutral, this will help your experience go a lot more smoothly. There really is no wrong choice because everything is set in agreements, soul agreements, individual and collective agreements from your higher self. And your physical mind doesn't have awareness of what the higher self does, which is infinite options that are much better and your dreams come true than your physical mind can perceive. Therefore, your higher mind is quote unquote driving the bus. And when you have your intuition tell you, yes, do this, or no, don't do that, or just merely follow your highest excitement in the moment, moment to moment, just like small children are so happy moment to moment, adults' natural state are neutral to happy or neutral to positive, which means that one would have to actually work to have the opposite experience. And you are in control. You have the power because you are source energy. A lot of humans are not taught this. They are taught the opposite, that they were powerless and a victim of circumstances. They are not. Does any of that make sense?
It does, and I thank you, and I honor you for you and see you for who you are, and thank you with my heart and my shows to you for bringing this forward and speaking with us today.
You're welcome. We love you all and look forward to speaking with you more in the near future, pun intended.
We look forward to it as well.
She's working on it. Okay. Wow.
Okay. I forget that one is so long. I need to switch to a different one.
Wow.
Yes, well, thank you for this, and thank you for making the time for this.
You're welcome. Thank you for having us. As you know, I don't ever know who wants to come through or come through. So it's a surprise to me as it is to everyone else.
And I love that. And Tennessee, Kentucky Bigfoot is saying, thank you, Michael and Starseed Lø Lø. Appreciate the talk. Very helpful. Looking forward to the new Gaia Christine has pronounced. Not sure about the new Gaia Christine, but okay. Well, thank you for everyone for watching, and I want to put out that yes, I know we cannot guarantee who's going to come through, but also keep an eye out because this show, you never know when it's going to pop up and if it's going to be on the energy that surrounds us or riding through the unknown. We're going to maybe do both at different times to just make sure everybody, is informed and to help get the word out. So thank you to Laura for being so kind and generous with her time to do this. And we will see when we call up and have another one.
Yep, sounds good. We're open.
And last but not least, to everyone in America and to the 13 countries that do celebrate, happy Thanksgiving, everyone.
Happy Thanksgiving, all.
And with that, we will say good afternoon and enjoy your holidays. Bye bye, everyone.